Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Baik Sobat Planters, konten kita hari ini adalah, bagaimana seorang Mahmoud Jhonson, begitu gigihnya membangun industri pengolahan inti kelapa sawit di Liberia, dan beliau memanfaatkan kernel atau inti sawit hasil olahan para petani sawit di sana, hingga mampu memproduksi produk-produk berkualitas, seperti untuk kosmetik, sabun, hingga mentega. Baik Sobat Planters, mari sama-sama kita simak video dari channel CGTN Afrika, dan bagi Anda yang baru menemukan channel tersebut, silahkan bantu subscribe dan share, dan mari kita simak video selengkapnya. Dan akhirnya kami ucapkan wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Welcome back. Time to look at some interesting SMEs now. Tonight we are in Liberia, looking at a company called J-Palm. It collects palm kernels from rural smallholder farmers and then processes it into clear, clean oil that's used to create skin and hair care products. By doing this local enterprise is essentially linking Liberian smallholder farmers to domestic and global markets.
My name is Mahmoud Jhonson, and I'm the founder for J-Palm Liberia. Palm trees are indigenous to Liberia. You look all around us here, see palm trees there. It just grows all over the place. About 35% of the palm fruit go to waste. They literally remain on the trees, without being harvested every year. And then for the 65% that is harvested, the farmers lose about 50% of the expected oil yield. So when I started the business, the idea was to work with the smallholder farmers on the production side to figure out how to increase productivity and how to increase their yield. So we set up simple machines in the villages that enable farmers, instead of using their hands, taking 10 hours to produce maybe like 200 kilograms of palm fruit, you can use a machine to do that same amount of work anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes, depending on the variety of the palm fruit. It has to go through several stages. You have to first crack the palm kernels, crack them, separate the kernels from the shells, dry them, to reduce excess moisture. And then we have what we call a palm kernel oil expeller, where we put the palm kernels in there and it squeezes out the palm kernels. It squeezes the palm kernels, so you have the palm kernel oil coming out one side and the residual going on another side. And then there's a filtration process. So we have an unscented version, and then we have another version that has a little bit of fragrance added to it. So that was the basic oils. But we also now have started to use the oil as a base in other products. So we have lotions, for example. The lotions contain palm kernel oil and shea butter. We have soaps. The soaps are a customer favorite. We have hair butter, which is a mixture of palm kernel oil and shea butter. When I introduce myself to people and say I'm in the palm oil business, the first reaction is always, oh, isn't that bad for the environment? Isn't that bad for communities? And the reason why it is so is because most of the global discussion about palm oil focuses on the large multinational firms. And what has been happening, what we've seen in other parts of the world, is that big firms will clear out rainforests, cut down trees to clear land to plant palm. And through that process, destroy animal habitats, and destroy, ecosystems. And so our model is to focus on the traditional, original oil palm variety that doesn't cause deforestation, because again, nobody really has a plant, it grows by itself. But not only does it not cause deforestation, but it contributes directly to rural economic development. But financing was one of the biggest challenges, and a lot of the young entrepreneurs that are coming up today, it still is a challenge. It has not been solved. We have small programs that have been set up here, but it still is a big challenge. Another challenge is finding the right people. No business can grow on the shoulders of just one person. It has to be a team effort. It has to be a collective effort. I think J-Palm is an inspiring example of both Liberians finding problems to Liberian solutions, but also to the possibilities. In Liberia, palm kernels 5-6 years ago, palm kernels were seen as the poor man's food. If you didn't have any food to eat, you go and find palm kernels lying on the ground, you break in and you eat it. There was absolutely no use for palm kernels. And so the fact that we can build a whole business, out of palm kernels, where we have more than, we have almost 40 employees full-time, we have more than 500 farmers that we're working with, we have the sales reps, and it's not just those individuals, but they are being able to sustain their families just on a business that was built on palm oil. I think it's symbolic of what could happen if we really focused on adding value to the natural resources that we already have, and not just adding value, but really maximizing value.